Hello, lovelies, and welcome to day 27 of 31 Days of Tarot. What is the strangest place you read in the last decade, 2010 to 2019, and tell us about the reading. I was thinking about this because I was like, So usually when I read, for myself or for Quarants, I usually try that the place is like calm and private, and relax so you can actually concentrate on the reading. So I've read in my house pretty much, I guess, the entire house, different tables I have. But then I've also read in, for example, a restaurant, the cafeteria, which is not so private, but at least you have like the table and you try to enclose a space so the client feels comfortable asking questions and interacting with you while you are like reading and interpreting, the messages from the cards. Or the messages in the cards, I should say. Anyhow. And then, for example, I also participate when we do like festivals for oracles. So I've read runes, and we usually do that like in even the space, for example, a coven, or I think one time it was in a bar, but the bar was like rented for us, so it was like kind of exclusive place to that. And it's kind of tricky because you have like table, 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 and everyone is doing readings. So you try to get some privacy within the noise of everyone speaking, sort of. Those are a little strange, but they work. And it's like for people that are hesitant and then they go to the festival and so they can approach, they like, oh yeah, I would like a tarot reading or a rune reading or astrology, like a natal chart interpretation, so on, so on. So that's pretty neat, and there's like several readers, doing everything at the same time. So I thought like maybe that was a little strange, but then I'm like, no. There was one time when I was in traffic and a friend has had this question. And we were actually recently talking about it because I was like, have I read for you? Because he's my friend. And he's like, yeah, I think you have. And I'm like, I'm sure I interpreted your astrological birth chart, but I'm not sure if I actually pulled cards for you. And he's like, yeah, I think you have. I'm like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden, we remember that he had like some question because, so he's a DJ and he had, this event and he wasn't sure if to go or not to go. So that was the reading. And I think he pulled the moon. The moon was one of the cards. And he also pulled, I don't know, because this is not in order. He also pulled the Three of Cups. I get cups here, but I don't know if the three, no. So here we have, he also pulled the Three of Cups. And I was like, yeah, you should go because you have the Three of Cups. I'm sure if you go, you're gonna have a swell time. So he actually went and he didn't have a swell time. I mean, it was a party and everything, but he was like a little tired. So he was like, should I go? I don't know. It's the same people. But I mean, and if he didn't go, there was like something like a fishy a little bit. We're not going to that. So yeah, I think that was the strangest place where I've done a reading. In the car in traffic. I guess sometimes I do get questions when I'm on the street, and a friend is like, "Hey, can you pull a card for me?" So that's why I like having tarot apps, and I know some people won't like this because tarot is a tactile experience, and like feeling the card and touching it definitely makes it different. But I have a few tarot apps, which, for example, if you're not sure to get the deck, I recommend it, and sometimes you get access to the book within the app, so that's pretty neat. For example, I have Tabula Mundi, I have the Prismatic, and I actually got this because I wanted to see the guidebook. So I wanted to see the guidebook first. I got the deck first, and I wanted to, because this was like my first indie deck, and my first deck after the master. Some other apps, but these ones I don't use that much. But these ones I do, and also the Enchanted Tarot, which lives outside. And it's pretty neat because you have access to the cards, to a little bit. You can hear about the deck, the book, using the app, cards, spreads. And this is Explore, and you can do a reading, draw a reading, explore, journal. It's all within the app, but it's actually pretty neat. And for example, I do love, let's go to Shadowscapes, because people complain about. So if we go to explore the cards, then you can really zoom in into the details. So I was like, oh, so what's that? No, and I can zoom into that, and it's better with the iPad, no, because you get a bigger picture, but you can really go into the detail, no, and explore that. So I really like that. No detail that you couldn't explore elsewhere. No, within the app, and then you get a little, no, and full text from the book, so you get that reading there, the reading. So just a little commercial. So sometimes when I'm walking on the street or at work or something and I don't have a deck at hand, I usually try to have a deck at hand, but sometimes I cannot be like, oh, hey, I'm pulling my tarot cards and I'm gonna do the entire ritual. So I actually do the ritual like with the phone, which is just taking a moment now to breathe in, connect with the deck, connect with the current, think very clearly the question. Remember, no, to precise and clear questions, precise and clear answers, to like yeah, not so clear questions, well, not so clear answers. It's a basic rule, and I think everyone who reads knows this or practice this, no, like make sure you know exactly what the question and the question is very clear to you, and yeah, there you go. So yeah, strangest place, I'm gonna go with traffic, the car in traffic. So there you go. That's my little story behind doing readings at strange places. I'll see you. Bye.